Hi, welcome back to Whimsy Crafter. I hope you all are doing great. Right about 2 years back, I posted a video on my channel. It was the first video on my channel, and in that video, I had talked about how you can save a dying jade plant. It has been 2 years, and ever since I posted that video till this date, I get enormous queries and comments, messages on YouTube, on my Insta handle and my Facebook page asking me tips on how people can save their dying jade plants. So this video has been on my mind for quite some time, but today as I'm shooting this, I wanted to share with you the fact that ever since I posted that first video, I have learned quite a lot about taking care of succulents, especially jade plants. I have also learned a very crucial fact about a big blunder that I had made in the initial video. I had posted a video about a completely different plant altogether, which is marketed in India as jade plant. I was also a victim, you might say, of a gullible victim rather of the clever marketing strategies that are adopted by online vendors from time to time. So the plant that I had shown in that video was not actually a jade plant, but it was actually a different plant. This was the plant that I had shown on my video. Well, this is not exactly the same plant. That plant had died down, about a month after I made that video. I could not sustain it because the monsoons were there. I did not know how to take care of such plants. Then I bought this plant, and ever since then I have been able to save it. I have made multiple videos on that. I will link it up here so that you can check out the entire jade playlist on my channel. There are many videos on different topics that will help you. And this plant is actually Portulacaria Afra. Okay, this plant is also known as dwarf jade, mini jade, or elephant bush. Okay, this is not the real jade plant. But unfortunately, for unknown reasons, many online vendors in India market this plant as jade plant, saying that this plant is a feng shui plant, this plant is an auspicious plant, it brings a lot of wealth, prosperity and happiness in your house, when you bring this plant. And people buy it thinking that this plant is an auspicious must-have at one's house, just like money plant and lucky bamboo are, okay? I personally feel that any plant that is thriving and healthy and green and lush and well maintained has the capacity to bring positivity and prosperity in your house. It does not have to be any particular plant in general. But anyway, that is my personal opinion. It might vary from yours. But then the concern remains, which plant is the real jade plant and how to take care of it, because despite me having uploaded so many videos on so many different topics about jades on my channel, people still keep asking me the same queries, still keep asking me the same kind of suggestions which I've already given in those videos. So I thought of making a completely separate dedicated video to address those queries. Okay, so the basics, to begin with the basics, this is not a jade plant. This is a mini jade or dwarf jade plant, as our online vendors have chosen to name this. Okay, this is a dwarf jade or mini jade or elephant bush plant, and this is a native of South Africa. It is a succulent plant and it makes excellent bonsais. You see, I have just trimmed it a bit and it has become almost like a mini tree. Okay, so this is a Portulacaria Afra plant. Then what about the real jade plant? I'll show you the real jade plant. So this is the real jade plant. Okay, look at the leaves. It's ovoid or oval in shape. The end of the leaf is very wide and the point where it joins the stem is narrow. So it is because of this oval shape that this plant is called Crassula ovata. Okay, Crassula ovata is also a succulent plant like the elephant bush that I showed you. This also hails from South Africa. But this is the actual plant which is known worldwide as the jade plant, the money tree, the friendship tree. I suppose there are different folklores also associated with such plants like these that are sold as, lucky, auspicious feng shui plants. But nonetheless, that's a different chapter altogether. My area is to tell you or assist you with how you can take care of these plants. So what I have done is, I have taken screenshots of the queries that my viewers send me from time to time on different platforms. I've definitely not revealed their identity for, privacy reasons, but then I have actually shared the screenshots of the problems that my viewers send me from time to time, and I will individually address those problems to give you who are watching my video at this present moment an idea about how you can take care of your plant if similar problems occur. Okay, most of the pictures you will find over there are of the jade plants. That is a mini jade plant, because most people buy mini jade plants thinking them to be jade plants. Nonetheless, the care of this plant and this plant is more or less similar. You just need to remember the basics. The soil has to be well draining. The soil should not hold on to a lot of moisture, and you should check watering, especially during monsoons and winters, okay? Because during these 2 points of the year, the evaporation is lesser and the water that is there in the soil takes time to dry. And succulents are plants that hold on to moisture inside their bodies, because they usually originate at places where there is naturally very little water available. So whatever water they get, they store it in their bodies, and this is how they have been adapted. Okay, and if you keep adding more soil, more water in the soil, then it will lead to rot. That is the common problem that you face when you keep such plants. You either overwater, you water more than is necessary, or you underwater. That is when the plant droops, there are wrinkles on the leaves and many other such problems. So in the next series of clips, I will address different types of problems that have been brought up to me from time to time, and I earnestly really hope that all these clips will be able to help you with your jade problems. And if you like this video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Whimsy Crafter by clicking the red subscribe button down below, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification. And before I move on to the video, don't forget to comment below stating where you are watching this video from. As always, like I tell you always, it feels very good to read that people are watching my videos from so many different parts of the world. I can understand the reach of my videos through your comments. So please, if you are watching this video, drop a comment down below and tell me that I am watching from this place. Thank you so much, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first case at hand is a Crassula ovata. I would like to draw your attention towards the pot. The pot is a ceramic pot, but it has a matte glaze on it. These are the kind of pots that you want to avoid when you are, planting your succulents. And if you look at the leaves look, swelled up, and, they are shrunk at bits. This is a proof that the plant is getting too much of water. So in this case, you need to change the pot and check the watering frequency. So let us look at the next case now. The next case in point is an indoor Crassula ovata plant. Okay, so this plant has been kept indoors, and you can see some leaves have already dropped at the base of the plant. This is clearly a sign of lack of proper light. Jades are constantly promoted as indoor plants, but they are far from that. They are succulents and they need proper sunlight, at least morning sunlight till 10 a.m. Okay, to thrive. They are not indoor plants and they do terribly in an AC room. So keep this point in mind. Now let us look at the third case in point. This plant over here has become so tall, it looks like it's reaching out for light. Okay, this process is called etiolation. Okay, etiolation is when a succulent or any type of plant, elongates towards the light source. Okay, so in this case, you need to give proper light exposure to the jade plants. The next case in point is a Portulacaria Afra plant, like the previous one. Over here, the Portulacaria Afra plant's branches seem to be, going haywire. They resemble a trailing plant. Okay, they do tend to do this. Portulacaria Afra does tend to go haywire like this. It's not a cause of worry. The plant is absolutely healthy. It just needs a good trim to make it more bushy. The next case in point is a very frequently asked question. You can see so many leaves fallen on the at the base of the plant. This is a question I keep getting, that the leaves of my jade plants are falling off. What should I do? Some leaves will fall when you bring in a plant from a nursery for the first time. The plant needs time to adjust. There is no need to worry. The plant is absolutely fine. Give it some time. The next case in point is also a very common problem that gets reported. I think this looks familiar to most of you. This is what your jade plants look like when they come to you from an online seller. All the leaves are gone, the branches become leggy. The primary reason for this is stress. Okay, when the plant is in transit, it goes through a lot of stress. There is no proper air circulation, very little to no light, and definitely there is something wrong with the soil and the pot. You see, they send these plants in these same glazed ceramic pots. So when you get such a plant, the first thing for you would be to change the soil and the pot immediately, or at least change the pot to something porous like that of a clay pot or a normal plastic pot. The next thing would be to water it thoroughly and then place it in proper sunlight. And a bonus tip would be to trim the top edges of the branches to initiate new growth on the plant, and just wait. Give the plant some time to bounce back. The next case at hand would be this particular plant, okay? And look at the soil, look at the root ball. It has this sticky clay around it, and this is exactly the kind of soil that you need to avoid if you want to save your jade plant. Most of the plants online come in this particular soil, so just change the pot and the soil immediately once you get this particular plant in this particular type of soil. The last case at hand would be this beautiful variegated Portulacaria Afra plant a viewer shared with me. Over here also we see a similar problem. The growth is stunted, and I feel that this is absolutely due to lack of proper light and lack of aeration in the soil. So for plants like this with stunted growth, expose the plant to sunlight and just loosen up the soil a bit, and you would be good to go. From our case studies, one thing that has become clear is that sunlight can be a game changer for jades. Sometimes all that your plants need is just sunlight, okay? So expose your jade plants to sunlight at least in the early hours of the morning, and water the soil only when the soil dries, and you will be good to go.